Welcome to Professor's Garage. Today we had this Honda Civic with the R18 engine. 250,000 miles and still running. My friend has just driven it to California and back. Amazing. So today we are going to change the engine oil, but we are also going to replace all the fluid on this vehicle. We'll replace the power steering fluid, change and flush the brake fluid. We are going to replace and bleed the coolant. But more importantly, we're going to replace the transmission fluid because according to the Carfax record, the last time they replaced the transmission fluid was at around 70,000 miles. It has been a long time and we are going to replace all the fluids on this vehicle. Jack up the vehicle from the front. Jack stands on both sides of the vehicle in the front under the pinch well and lower the vehicle onto the jack stands. Give the vehicle a push to make sure it's completely safe before you get under it. Place a catch pan. This is the joint plug for the engine oil. It's facing rear. It's 17 millimeter. Take it off. Okay, here you go. We'll let it join. As always, replace the gasket. Do not reuse it. It has stopped joining, so let's put the joint plug back on. Oh wow. The reason why you don't want to go to a quick oil change place, the thread on this is stripped and they never tell you. And so when I try to put this back to tighten it, it refuses to tighten. You just cannot engage the thread. So the threads are severely damaged. So a quick fix, which is permanent, is to use this piggyback plug. The thread is slightly larger and it can cut into the existing damaged thread to create new binding. So we are going to use this method, tighten this plug back on. For future oil changes, you are going to use this smaller plug to join oil. Clean the hole to remove any debris. Simply just use brake cleaner, but I ran out of brake cleaner. So I'm using car throttle body cleaner, which is more expensive, but this is the new plug from Dorman to piggyback. The thread, the small plug. This is what you use to change oil in the future. Once this is in place, the big plug is in place, you never remove it again. Remove the smaller plug. I apply a little bit of engine oil, but you can use any grease. So first just hand tighten this, hand thread the plug. If there is any resistance, back it out, clean it, and do it again. What they did to fix the damage, it came out from the joint hole. Unbelievable. I have done threading it in and backing it out multiple times just to make sure any damaged thread or any fixes that were done previously will come out. Okay, so now I know I can thread this in easily until it bottoms out. What I'm going to do now is just to thread this in with my hand until it stops and then torque it to probably 22, maybe up to 25 pound-feet of torque. The original spec is 29 for the original plug, but this one I'm not going to apply to that kind of torque. So 22 is probably what I'm going to do. One last time, I'm going to thread this all the way in until it stops. Hand thread, do not use any tool. Bottom out. And now I'm going to apply some torque to it. So first I'm going to try 10 pound-feet of torque. 10. Let's try 15. This is 15. Now let's try 20. If we can reach 20, I think we should be good. 20 pound-feet of torque, so we should be good. Fill the oil, start the engine, and double check. Now let's tighten the smaller plug in the middle. I would say just finger tight. Okay. And that should be it. Just use your fingers, nothing else. Next to the oil pan, remove the oil filter. You can use a universal wrench like this, or this 64 millimeter 14 flute to remove the filter. I always recommend using genuine Honda oil filter. plastic wrap. When you remove it, just be careful. Don't get any plastic pieces into the filter. Pre-fill the filter. Is this necessary? It's up to you. Lubricate the rubber gasket before you put the filter on. Clean the contact surface. Put it on. Here you do not need a wrench. You only need just your hand. Just turn it until it stops. No need to over tighten it. Just hand tight. I think it takes about 3.9 quarts of oil. It says 5W20, but Honda now officially accepts 0W20. So we are going to use 0W20 because it flows better in the winter. Okay, we put about 4 quarts in. Cap back on. On the driver's side, this is the transmission dipstick. Under the vehicle, on the driver's side, front wheel. So facing the passenger side, there is the drum plug. It takes a 3/8 breaker bar or ratchet. There is the rust on the plug. Make sure you clean it. Very lightly tap so you can fully engage and then take it off. Place a catch pan. Oh, this is really tight. Think about how many years it has been there. And now you can remove it with fingers. It's normal to have fine-grained shavings. Clean the shavings before you put it back. We'll let it join. Let's remove the join gasket. Remove the shavings first. Nice and clean. Always replace the washer. It has stopped joining. Let's put the joint plug back with the gasket. Tighten this to 36 pound-feet of torque. Great! We joined about 3 quarts of transmission oil, and we are going to put in 2.5 quarts in first. Check the level. We'll add more if necessary. Now back on top, remove the transmission dipstick and fill transmission fluid from there. Get a long funnel or a small one that you can fit under there. This is perfect. And we're going to fill transmission fluid from here. The factory fluid is Honda DW1, but you can also go with the Aishin ATF DW1, which is equivalent. Flash fluid. So 2 quarts in, I will add perhaps over half a quart. So slightly over 2.5 quarts in. And we are going to check transmission fluid level when we have the vehicle on the ground. Once we start the engine, shift through the gears to raise the temperature to its operating temperature. And we'll check the fluid level from there. Replace the dipstick. Now we are ready to join coolant from the front in the middle. You see a white plug. That's the Petcock of the radiator to join coolant. Place a catch pan under it. This is tight, so let me use a tool. Okay, counterclockwise to loosen it. Do not remove the entire Petcock because coolant may rush out from the other direction. The Petcock has stopped joining, so tighten this. Just finger tight. Now we are ready to fill coolant from the radiator cap. And we are going to use a non-spill funnel. It comes with multiple adapters. The adapters for this Honda. And then find the cap that fits this radiator. Tighten it. And I think it's sealed very good. And then put this funnel on. The official Honda Extended Life Type 2 coolant. And this is compatible with this engine. We are going to start the engine and rev it up to 2500 RPM. The temperature is going to rise. The coolant will circulate and air will come out of the funnel. Start the engine. Turn heat all the way to max. Fan to the lowest or off. 2500 RPM and keep it there. So while the engine is running, air bubble will come out from the funnel. And at the same time, you can also squeeze the coolant hoses, plug in the OBD2 scanner with Bluetooth connection, and we are going to monitor the temperature from here. You don't have to use this. You can monitor the temperature inside the car on the gauge, which is totally fine. So I'm going to monitor it here. Engine control module, like data stream. The coolant temperature, number 1, number 2. Engine speed, about 2000 RPM. So everything is looking good, no misfire. And now it has reached 185 and above Fahrenheit. So this is about the operating temperature. That will make sure the thermostat is open to circulate coolant. And so when it circulates, it's going to bleed air. This is the highest point of the system. So air will come out from here. Looks like no more air bubble coming out. Now we are done with the coolant bleeding. Air is all out. Plug this and take this out. But when I take out the coolant, pour some coolant into the expansion tank. This is the reservoir. Let's remove the coolant. Top it off. And then close the cap. Expansion tank, so you can see, is at the full mark. Close the cap. And we are all done with the coolant. Inspect the drain plug for the engine oil. Don't see any leak here, which is great. And also the transmission drain plug. It's all dry, no leak, which is great. Now the power steering fluid. Let's open the cap and take a look. I don't think the light can go through at all. Let's suck out some power steering. Old power steering fluid. This is the new, it's clear. Remove the return line, connect the return line to a clear tube, and we are going to flush the fluid by turning the steering from turn to turn. Connect this return line. The power steering fluid reservoir, return hose here from the reservoir, and then I plug the return inlet, which is down there. I'll plug that because we are going to add fluid to it, new fluid. And then it's going to go down in the power steering. And when we turn the wheels from turn to turn, it's going to pump the fluid out from this hose all the way into whatever container we are going to use. Now I'm going to add fresh fluid to the reservoir until it's full. Turn the wheel. Okay, you see, all fluid is coming out from the return line all the way into the container. And then this fluid, fresh fluid is going down. Continue to turn the wheel from lock to lock. Keep an eye on the reservoir. Don't let the fluid run out. Now let me top it off. Okay, one more time. Okay, return to center. Remove the clear tube, hopefully without creating a mess. Okay, good. Put the clamp back on. The hose is reconnected. The clamp is on. Okay, now with light, this container can see through. We are going to fill up with fluid to the max line. And then after we start the engine, we may have to fill it more. Start the engine and take a closer look. Now we are going to flush the brake fluid with ABS bleeding. We'll start with the driver's side front wheel. Put this on, 10 millimeter, and with this bottle, pre-filled. Some brake fluid can be used, can be new. Connect this clear hose to the bleeder valve. Open this a little bit just to see if the fluid will come up. The bleeder valve is seized. On the other side, I broke it, unfortunately. I should have applied Croil. Okay, 10 minutes after Croil treatment, let's give it a try. Wow, still very tight. It's unbelievable. So I'm not going to force it. I'm not going to strip another one today. The bleeder screws are seized. We are going to simply replace the fluid in the master cylinder reservoir to replace as much as possible and then call it done. So just open the cap, remove the internal cover. It has turned green, which is really dirty. cover back. It's at max. That's good. Start the car, pump the brake just to make sure there's no leak 7 times, and then hold it. And there you have it. We replaced all fluids on this 250,000-mile Honda Civic. And in the middle of it, we dealt with some high mileage headaches. The oil pan was stripped, so we installed a Piggyback Plug. It's a permanent fix that cuts its own threads, so we don't have to stress the aluminum pan ever again. I did snap the top of the driver's side bleeder screw. My fault. But it snapped while closed, so it's still sealed tight, fortunately. Since the others were seized even after coil, we did a reservoir-only fluid exchange to keep it safe. Remember, if you do open your brake lines to bleed them, always pump the pedal until firm before ever shift into gear. Check your fluids on level ground. Engine oil is checked with the engine off. For this Honda Civic, the transmission is also checked with the engine off about a minute after a drive. If you are used to Toyotas that check while running, don't get confused. Hondas with the dipstick need to be shut down to get an accurate reading. Keep an eye on the coolant expansion tank for the next few days. As the system burps out any remaining air, you will likely need to top it off once or twice. Power steering is quiet and smooth. As long as there's no whining or visible leaks, this R18 is ready for the road. This Civic is officially on track for 500,000 miles. If Professor can do it, you can do it. Stay dirty, stay safe. Until next time, may the Lord bless you and peace to you on your ride. 平安。